"Can you show us where you were working?" often reveals the heart of the problem. Why getting bad news early matters. In the oil industry, maintaining pipelines is an ongoing challenge. They tend to accumulate paraffin, a wax-like substance that comes along with oil production. As the crude oil cools down, this paraffin latches onto the inner surface of the pipelines, similar to how plaque builds up in our arteries, eventually slowing down the flow or increasing pressure, which can require immediate intervention. To combat this, a routine maintenance task involves using a pipeline inspection gauge, PIG, a purpose-built tool made from stacked layers of nylon rubber discs and what looks like sections of chimney brush. When it is time for a cleaning, the PIG is loaded into a particular section of the pipeline called the PIG launcher. Once it is securely in place, the flow of crude oil is directed behind the PIG, which propels it through the pipeline thanks to its snug fit. As it journeys down the line, it brushes and scrapes away the paraffin buildup, ensuring an unobstructed flow. However, the intricacies of this procedure extend beyond the cleaning process. Typically dispatched during the night, the PIG's journey to the receiving facility usually takes a couple of hours. One particular night brought an unexpected directive. "Hold off on shipping a pig tonight. We are shutting down operations in the morning, and it'll slow things down if we have to wait on it." This unexpected twist interrupted our operational routine, causing me to make a mistake. Whether from sheer exhaustion or a momentary lapse in attention, I messed up. I followed standard procedure and informed the receiving facility that we were sending a pig, giving them the pig's details and its expected arrival time. Moments after sending it on its way, it dawned on me. The boss had said not to ship that pig. I made a swift calculation. The pig would not arrive for another 8 hours, and a shutdown was scheduled first thing in the morning. The shift change brought a tense moment of reckoning. "I shipped that pig you told me not to," I confessed to my boss. After a couple of seconds, his face changed from shock to acceptance. "Oh well, it does give us more preparation time. We might not have been ready anyway, especially with the weather changing and some contractors yet to arrive." The lesson is simple yet profound. When mistakes happen, own up to them promptly. The sooner you share bad news, the sooner everyone can adapt and move forward. That is why good communication does not just cover the good news, it includes the bad and the ugly as well. Take, for instance, the time we inadvertently mixed detergent into our water flood system. Water flooding is a secondary recovery method that involves injecting water into an oil reservoir to enhance oil recovery. The water used is taken from seawater. Consequently, the water needs to be cleaned to remove small debris, such as barely observable sands and silts. Then, it is treated to kill bacteria that might later produce H2S, poisonous gas, and injected down a well. But in this case, a chemical mix-up led us to inject detergent instead of the usual flocculating agent. Considering environmental strictness, we thought we had a huge mistake on our hands as a giant trail of bubbles streamed past the platform. "How did this happen? The barrels were right next to each other." Why were the barrels next to each other? Why didn't I double check? Yet, instead of panicking or trying to cover it up, we consulted our chemical supervisor. His response was unexpected but reassuring. It's not a big deal. That's actually how we used to clean our sand filters." A safety notice was issued, and nobody got in trouble. The incident underscored the same lesson as the pig fiasco. When something goes wrong, it is better to face it head-on and communicate about it openly. You never know. What you think is a disaster might turn out to be a minor hiccup, easily corrected when everyone knows about it in time. The trust paradox. When rules begin to bend. When I first set foot offshore, the rules seemed strict and the consequences elevated. It felt like there was an accident waiting to happen around every corner. But as my colleagues grew more confident with my level of discretion, something curious happened. The rules began to relax. Consider the situation of a malfunctioning drum carrier. This piece of equipment, essential for moving drums around the facility, kept grabbing the top of the drum and slipping out. Standing on the diamond plate deck 100 yards from the crane operator, the roustabout called the crane operator over the radio he carried in his back pocket. "Hey man, this thing isn't working. Is this the old one we couldn't find? I'm gonna hydro it. We're not using a piece of shit that doesn't work right. Some of you get hurt if one of these drums comes loose and goes flying through the hatch." So, over the side it went. Splash. Everyone laughed. This casual rule bending struck me. Throwing equipment overboard may seem like a minor violation, but consider the divers who inspect the platform's underwater structure. They go down with oxygen and retrieval lines and can get snagged on those materials that are being thrown over the side and drown. Discarded items can become serious underwater hazards. I went to the crane operator and said, "Hey, you tell me not to throw stuff over the side, but here you guys just threw that barrel picker over. It's frustrating that what you're telling me and what we're doing are entirely different." The stance blindsided the crane operator. He sat there looking at me in a daze. Do these incongruities between established rules and actual behavior happen often? No, but they do occur, especially when trust and familiarity set in. We must remember that rules exist for well-founded reasons, grounded in prior incidents or potential risks. Failing to consistently adhere to them not only jeopardizes safety, but also undermines the collective trust and integrity of a team. In the end, the true challenge lies not just in the strict adherence to rules, but in maintaining that adherence even as trust and familiarity grow within a team. It is a delicate balance, and tipping the scales can introduce unnecessary risks and stresses. Although it may seem easier at the moment to bend a rule, the long-term consequences can be complex and dangerous. The key takeaway? Keep your actions in line with the rules. Even when you think you are among those who would understand if you did not, trust is vital, but it should never be an excuse to compromise on safety and integrity. Visionary leadership, sincere commitment, and clear purpose. Conveying the company's vision with passion is crucial for a leader. Employees are intuitive. They can sense when a leader isn't fully committed to the company's vision or lacks clarity and enthusiasm about their objectives. This insincerity fosters an atmosphere of mistrust and detachment, causing teams to pull back. This was exemplified by an incident between an entry-level employee and a regional manager. During the manager's visit, the entry-level employee guided him around the platform on a safety briefing and highlighted incomplete projects. The manager's dismissive retort, "Why don't you shut up and take me to your boss?" exposed his disinterest in constructive feedback and his detachment from the project's realities. The interaction was a lost opportunity to engage a younger employee on the complexities of the business that could have led to genuine communication and growth. However, it left us replaying the interaction with each other with humor and disgust. For those who approach their work with seriousness and passion, a boss's lack of interest is demoralizing. It quickly erodes trust and ensures that, in the future, the employee will think twice before escalating an issue to their superior. In other words, following a leader who doesn't appreciate the team's commitment to success is nearly impossible. Alexander the Great is a powerful example. He made his expectations clear when he burned his boats in Asia Minor, saying to his men, "We will either return home in Persian ships or die here." Zimmer, 2015. His expectations were clear, and he had everyone's buy-in. It takes vision and commitment from a leader to chart the path forward. In contemporary times, Elon Musk's willingness to sleep in his factories also illustrates commitment. Musk, a controversial figure to some, showcases an undeniable passion for his endeavor.